is something that you are born with. I don't think confidence is, it's a skill set. And I had no confidence growing up as a child. Then over time I realized, like, as a woman, as a girl in this world, if I allow myself to be hurt or if I allow myself to be affected, that's all I'm going to be. And so confidence is something I taught myself over the years. I started becoming okay with who I am.
Staying true to who you are is easy when you know who you are. And I think that I'm 31, and through my 20s, I had to really get to know myself. And I had a lot of like what felt like maybe carpal tunnel, because I was just writing a lot about journaling, about who I wanted to be, what my goals were, and all these different things. And I think that just really knowing who you are and getting to know yourself is really key in whatever industry that you're in and whatever mountain you're trying to move.
I guess when you just like be yourself, you know, and in your most genuine possible way, and are completely unafraid, that's when everything starts to fall into place. And that takes a while. When you let go and you're like, here you go, take it or leave it.
Whether you like it or not,
that's as simple as it can be. It's
Yeah.
like, why hold back? You own life. Just have fun and be yourself, and don't worry about the rest. It all falls into place.
There's a lot of people here that are very interested in starting their own companies. So what advice do you have?
First advice for someone who wants to be an entrepreneur is to be an entrepreneur, not to necessarily cogitate and study about it. Advice number 2 is that you should hire people who complement you, not duplicate you. So if you're an engineer, don't hire another engineer, hire someone who can sell. So hire people who complement you. So my last piece of advice, which may be controversial, is don't write a business plan. The ultimate business plan is a prototype.
I want to talk about dreams for a second. And in my case, literally a dream. It was kind of a strange dream. It went like, I think I could download the entire web onto some old computers that were lying around. That would probably seem pretty crazy to most people, but I stayed up a couple hours in the middle of the night doing some math, and it seemed actually pretty plausible. And that became Google. I'd like to encourage everyone to follow their dreams.
And today it's getting harder and harder to tap into our own wisdom, because we are all so hyper-connected to our devices, our screens, our social media, that we're having a hard time disconnecting from technology and reconnecting with ourselves. What I'm telling you is to regularly disconnect from technology, to regularly unplug and recharge in order to reconnect with ourselves and our own deepest wisdom.
I finally get to LA. I have to pursue my dream, because if I don't, what am I teaching my son? And I have to fight the good fight, because people are telling me I can't. You can't do this. You can't. Are you crazy? You're moving to California with your son. You'll never make it. If you listen to people and if you allow people to project their fears onto you, you won't live.
To me, entrepreneurship is about creating change, not just creating companies. And the most effective entrepreneurs who I've met care deeply about some mission and some change that they're trying to create. And often they don't even start because they're trying to create a company. The entrepreneurs who I think build things that last for a long time keep going because they care fundamentally about the change that they're trying to create in the world. And they're not in it just to build a company.
Standing here with 19 championships is something I never thought would happen. I went on the courts with just a ball and a racket and a hope, and that's all I had. And it's inspiring for all you guys out there that want to do something and want to be the best that you can be and want to do the best that you can do. You just never give up, because you never know what can happen. You never know who you can inspire and who you can influence. So I'm so honored.
Worth, what it is that you expect from the world in response to who you are. It's very different from value. Self-value means how you hold yourself within yourself and what you expect as a result. In order to get to the worth, if you're not holding yourself within yourself as worthy, then what you expect from the world is surely going to hurt you.
Growing up, my dad used to encourage my brother and me to fail. So at the dinner table, he would actually ask us, what did you fail at this week? And if we didn't have something to tell him, he would actually be disappointed. I can remember coming home from school and being like, Dad, I tried out for this and I was horrible. And he'd be like, way to go, and high-five me. It was such a gift what he was doing. I didn't realize it at the time, but he was redefining failure for me. And so failure became not about the outcome, but about not trying.
It is okay to be scared. It is okay to cry. Everything is okay, but giving up should not be an option. They always say that failure is not an option. Failure should be an option, because when you fail, you get up, and then you fail, and then you get up, and that keeps you going. That's how humans are strong. Failure is an option, should be an option, but giving up is not. Never.
First day's over, and she said, you did a great job, but now you've got to finish up and you've got to take all the gum off the floor. I said to her, look, you hired me as a scooper, not a scraper. And she said, no, I hired you as an employee. You do whatever I say. I own this store. If I'd known that, I probably wouldn't take this position. She said, how about this? You're fired. And she said, it means you get back on your bicycle, go home, don't come back here. And I was so humiliated, but this is horrible. Whatever she says I have to do, I'm not going to live my life that way. I never worked another day in my life for somebody, ever again.
It doesn't matter where you come from, what you have or don't have, what you lack, what you have too much of, but all you need to have is faith in God, an undying passion for what you do or what you choose to do in this life, and a relentless drive and the will to do whatever it takes to be successful in whatever you put your mind to. Make sure you live in the moment and work your butt off every single day. And I hope I inspire people all around the world to just be themselves, be humble, and be grateful for all the blessings in your life.
I am willing to speak up. I am willing to keep going. I am willing to listen to what others have to say. I am willing to go forward even when I feel alone. I am willing to go to bed each night at peace with myself. I am willing to be my biggest, bestest, most powerful self.
People only fail because they get caught up into what winning was. You're supposed to fail at some point in time. Perfection is only a word because imperfection was discovered. You can't be perfect without knowing what imperfect is. I would urge anybody listening, anybody watching, to really, really look into what their definition of success is. Because it should be yours, not other people's perception, not their definition. Success to you is what it will always be. So a win is always a win when you know what it is to you, not what it is to other people.